Good day, learners. You are welcome to Biology with Omotayo. You are welcome to the fourth lesson in our series under the topic Introduction to Biology. Today, we will be examining the subtopic Organization of Life. Organization of life. Okay? And a quick one. When we say organization of life, what do we mean? We simply means the orderly, the stepwise arrangement of molecules, cells, and other structures in living things that helps to ensure manifestation of life processes. I repeat, the orderly and stepwise arrangement of molecules, cells, and other structures in living things that helps to ensure the manifestation of life processes. Now, under organization of life, we have basic levels of organization. We have basic levels of organization. Basic levels of organization. Now, to start with, the organization of biological molecules do results in what we call cell. The organization of biological molecules like protein, carbohydrates, water, and so on is what do result in what we call cell. And that is the first basic level of organization, the cellular level. Now, what is a cell? A cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Keywords: structural and functional. A cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Now, let us examine this cell with an illustration. Now, I take this illustrated shape to mean a cell. Now, within a cell, we have what is called a nucleus. And all around the nucleus, we do have what is called organelles. Okay? And then these organelles are suspended in cytoplasm of the cell. In the cytoplasm of the cell. Now, take note. The cytoplasm and the nucleus of a cell is always collectively referred to as protoplasm. Okay? The cytoplasm and the nucleus of a cell are usually referred to collectively as the protoplasm, the living component of the cell. Now, this living component enclosed in a membrane, is what gives us a cell. Let me come again. That is to say, cell equals to protoplasm plus membrane. Okay? The protoplasm, the living component of the cell, which is the cytoplasm and the nucleus. In the cytoplasm, we have the organelles suspended, and then all being encased in a membrane. We now have protoplasm and membrane giving us what we now refer to as a cell. A quick one to note. Earlier, I said cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Then, question: what then is the structural and functional unit of a cell? The structural and functional unit of a cell is referred to as organelle. The organelles, they are the structural and functional units of a cell. They are suspended in the cytoplasm. So, 1. The cellular level. We move to the next level of organization. But before we do, we have examples of organisms that exist at the cellular level of organization. One of such is amoeba, which is an animal-like organism. The amoeba, or probably the trypanosome, also animal-like organism. For plant-like organisms that exist at cellular level, we have like the Climadomonas. We equally have like the Euglena. So we move to the second one, which is the tissue level. Next, after the cellular level is the tissue level. The tissue level of organization can simply be defined as coming together of cells to work together so as to ensure the performance of a given function. Coming together of cells to work to ensure the performance of a given function. That is to say, then, the tissue level of organization can simply be represented as the level of organization where we have cell plus cell. So you have cells coming, working together to perform a given function. At this tissue level, we have organisms that exist at the tissue level of organization. Organisms such as hydra, such as fungi, such as algae, such as sponges, and even spirogyra. These are organisms that exist at the tissue level of organization. Also to note, we have components of organisms that exist at tissue level. That is to say, these components are not an organism independently. No, but they are components of an organism. However, they exist at the tissue level of organization. Components such as blood. Blood is made up of several cells coming together to perform a given function. The erythrocytes, the leukocytes, the platelets coming together suspended in the plasma gives us what we call blood. So blood exists at the tissue level of organization. Other components are the bone, the cartilage, okay, muscles, and even the phloem, which is the tissue vessel in plants that help to transport synthesized food, as well as the xylem too, which is a vessel that help in transporting water and mineral salts in plants. All these exist as components of organisms at tissue level of organization. Next, we have the organ level. The organ level of organization simply involves the coming together of tissues to perform a given function. Coming together of two or more tissues to perform a given function. That is to say, the organ level of organization can equally be represented as tissue plus tissue. So, at the organ level of organization, we equally have organisms that exist at this level of organization. Organisms such as liver fluke, such as moss, such as liverworts, and so on are organisms that exist at the organ level of organization. At the same time, we have components of organisms that exist at the organ level of organization. Components such as the leaf in plants is an organ. The flower in plants is an organ. The root in plants is an organ. The fruit in plants is an organ. And then coming to higher organisms, like in animals, you can as well bear witness that we are made up of several organs, like the eye, the heart, the liver, and so on and so forth. So we have components of organisms that exist at the organ level of organization. Next, we'll be looking at the system level of organization. The system level of organization simply involves the coming together of organs to work and ensure achieving a given purpose. Coming together of two or more organs to ensure the performance of a given function, which simply means that the system level of organization can as well be defined as the coming together of organ and organ to ensure a working together to perform a given function. So this is what we have in higher organisms, whereby we make reference to things like transport system in plants, respiratory system in man, skeletal system in animal, digestive system in animals, where you have the liver, the pancreas, the stomach, the alimentary canal, the mouth, the tongue, and so on. Various organs coming together to ensure the performance of a given function. And then lastly, we have complex multicellular organism. Simply put, the organism. Here we have the embodiment of several systems being encased in a highly differentiated being, in a highly differentiated organism. So we have several systems functioning, like in man, a higher organism. You have several systems working together to ensure the existence of this complex multicellular called man. Learners, if you have any question with regards to organization of life, please kindly drop your questions at the comment section. They will be attended to. See you next class. Thank you. Take care and do have a great day. From the intricate working of the cells to classification of living things,